Good morning, breathers. I want to re-acquaint you and re-suggest that this is a book that is very beneficial. It is amazingly fun to read, and it has a lot of research in it. And of course, it's a bestseller. It's been out for a few years, but it's very inspiring, and it will open your eyes to many things about breath that you may not have known or thought about. Great book. I would recommend it. Please read it. So, this is part of my breath reclamation project. I'm going to repeat myself here. We breathe about 25,000 times a day. Woohoo! We have 60,000 miles of blood vessels throughout our body. We have 25 trillion red blood cells. And in each of those red blood cells, there are 270 million hemoglobin cells. And in each of those hemoglobin cells, there are 4 oxygen molecules. That's a good bit of oxygen coursing around our body. So, why do we get breathless? Why do type 2 diabetics have to have foot amputations? Why do they lose their sight? I mean, if they were supplied with all the oxygen that is in the body, the oxygen would heal that. It would help facilitate that healing. What is the problem? Why are people using CPAP machines? CPAP machines are a lifesaver, excuse me, for many people. Why do people get anxious and panicky? There's many reasons, of course. It's not just simplified. But there is a simple practice that can vastly improve all these conditions. Why do people have high blood pressure? Again, there's many reasons. Why are people's noses chronically stuffed up? Again, there's many reasons. And a lot of these reasons do come down to what we eat, but I'm not addressing that on this channel very much. Can't get away from it totally. So, um, what do you do? First thing you do when you're born. What do you do? Last thing you do before you die. What do you do 25,000 times? I hear in my mouth. 25,000 times a day in between. Well, you know the answer. It's you breathe. And some doctors will say, like even your ear, nose, and throat doctors will say, got it. It doesn't matter how you breathe, just get the air in. And that's actually couldn't be further from the truth. This channel is dedicated to nasal breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. When you breathe nasally, you want to have your spine straight. You want to sit upright. Pretend you have a tail, like your tailbone is connected to a tail, and you don't want to sit on your tail. So your back is slightly arched. Your head is up, your shoulders are back and down a little bit. They will, if you depress them or pack them, push them back and down, and then relax, they'll tend to go back into the correct posture. Your head straight, back, chin down just a little bit, tongue resting against the roof of your mouth. Breathe with your diaphragm only through your nose, in and out through your nose. Breathe in slowly, lowly. Then on the exhale, extend that a little bit. Our bodies are constantly fighting for us. They're very intelligent. Uh, we didn't create our bodies. Life created our bodies. God created our bodies. The Fibonacci sequence created our bodies. The golden ratio created our bodies. That same creative intelligence that formed us from the beginning when we were two cells made one. And this magnificent process called life began. It has not stopped. That amazing, wonderful, creative intelligence is still with us. And some people say that's really our true selves, not our ego, not our thinking, not our emotions, not our body, but our innermost self, that we are one with the universe, that we are one with God, one with each other. And I personally believe that. My opinion, free of charge. So, when we breathe out, we are strengthening what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. The rest, digest, healing, reproducing. When we breathe in, we are strengthening our sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight, instant access to energy. So it's always a balance. It's a constant balance. So since we live in sort of a chronically stressful world, generally, our mind is racing. We're trying to get here, get there, compete against this, compete against that, compare ourselves. What does this person think about me? Did I do something wrong? Oh, what did I do? I don't like that person. That car, that driver's pissing me off. All these thoughts. And most of them are 90% just static repetition, worthless thoughts, just going around in our mind. But through our continual working with our breath, we create a space in ourselves where we can see those thoughts and we can realize, that's worthless. I'm not going to judge myself. I'm just going to realize that I don't need to think about that. That's not important to me anymore. So back to the breathing. When we breathe low, slow, and deep, always through the nose, we have countless benefits. When we don't and breathe through our mouth, the breath goes into our upper chest. We're stimulating our sympathetic nervous system, our stress nervous system, our cortisol producing nervous system. We're gonna gain weight because we're always nervous and we're trying to protect ourselves or holding on to fat. When we breathe slow, low, and deep and exhale, relax into it, we are strengthening our parasympathetic nervous system. We are opening up through the presence of nitric oxide, which is produced in the veins and produced in the nasal cavity, and a greater tolerance for carbon dioxide. With those two chemicals, we are dilating our 60,000 miles of vessels. And we're also, with the presence of carbon dioxide, we are helping the oxygen release from the hemoglobin. So our toes are getting warm. If we're doing this right, we're doing these exercises, our toes are getting warm. Our fingertips are getting warm. We're getting a little bit more saliva in our mouth, which is an indication of the rest and digest. And also saliva, it's been tested, has a lot of human growth hormone in it and some other hormones. So it's very beneficial. And also we have, when we breathe through the nose, we are upping our tolerance for carbon dioxide, and we're harnessing the nitric oxide. And this is very, very important. This is the biochemical pillar of breathing. So the carbon dioxide and nitric oxide are antiviral and they're antibacterial. They're very protective. They're very protective. Again, they dilate all those 60,000 miles of blood vessels. They help release the oxygen from the hemoglobin out of the red blood cell into the working muscle, bone, brain, wherever it is needed. It's free flowing. So I have a program called my 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. It's very simple. It gives you a workbook where you just record your, it asks you to take 5 minutes and focus on your nasal breathing. Slow down. Go slow, low, and deep. And do that for 5 minutes. And do that 5 times a day during this dedicated time period. 5 minutes, 5 times a day, Monday through Friday. You can figure it out. It's life changing. It really is. You don't have to go to the gym. I mean, I want you to do that if you want to. And you don't have to go to the yoga mat. I want you to do that if you want to. You don't have to go anywhere because you're breathing 25,000 times a day already. Take 5 minutes. I know it's a hassle, especially if you're addicted to your mental crap, and we all are, squirrel. You're running around your own mind, creating problems for yourself. Most people. Stop. You don't have to do that. 5 minutes, 5 times a day, 5 days a week. You can take Saturday and Sunday off. It's my little joke. You still have to breathe. And do that for 5 weeks. And see what happens. I can guarantee you something will happen. You'll find out you can't focus your mind for 5 minutes. It's hard to do. It really is. But the practice of it is very beneficial. You put your attention on your breath. And thereby, in my opinion, putting your attention on God, because breath is an inspiration. It's the Holy Spirit. I know I'm reaching here for some people, but and in the Testament, not in the Testament, but the Old Testament, God formed Adam out of the clay. I'm really paraphrasing. I'm really messing this up. God formed Adam out of the dust of the earth and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And Adam became a living soul. And that was a moment, maybe it's a story, maybe it's an allegory, maybe it's an archetype. But with every breath we take, a conscious breath through the nose, letting it go deep into our lower lung regions where there's a greater amount of gas exchange, greater amount of blood in the lower lungs. We are inspiriting our lives and our bodies, our minds, our spirit. It is a gift that we all have, and that's why I call it my breath reclamation project, because it's our gift. We have it from the day we're born to the day we leave. And during that time period, how we breathe affects our health. It affects the health of many around us. It it makes us have asthma. It makes us have sickness. It affects everything, and vice versa. When we reclaim our breath, we can help free ourselves from these diseases. Absolutely, we can help. I'm not making any claims that it's going to be 100%, because we're all in this milieu, this world together, and there's issues that cause stress. There's eating habits that cause inflammation. There's a lot of mental disease prevalent, probably more now than ever. But through our breath, I mean, I'm a health coach. I have certifications in physical exercise. I have certifications in primal health coaching, which has lifestyle, trying to live according to your DNA, which has been millions of years in developing. And our same DNA is the same DNA that, our ancestors ran in the savannah and chased down prey. And we have that same DNA in us now. We just have to act accordingly. We have to be more active. We have to eat the right foods, not what the FDA recommends. I'm sorry. We need to eat saturated fat. We need to eat animal products. We need to sleep. We need to get sunshine. We need to play. We need to have fun. We need to be focused and go after our goals. The Breath Reclamation Project is a simple way of attaining many goals, of freeing yourselves from the recurring uh, recurring colds, chronic colds, not acute. Once in a while we're going to get something. It's going to free yourself from the chronic flus. It's going to free yourself from needing a CPAP machine. I'm not downplaying them. They save people's lives, but the only reason they save their lives is because those people have breathing disorder. You can be retrained, and I can help. Anyway, thanks, guys. This is my hope that this reaches somebody and inspires someone to practice nasal breathing and actually do my 5x5x5x5. Hit me up, contact me. I'll mail you that thing out, a little pamphlet. You have to watch a video once a week. It's like one of these stupid little videos that I think is shorter than these. And then you have to call me or Zoom meeting, or we have to talk. So the benefit is that you're trying to do something for your own health. You're going to lower your blood pressure. You're probably going to lower a lot of things. You're going to be able to metabolize your own body fat much more easily because you'll have more oxygen throughout your body. So you'll lose weight. I'm not telling you have to take cold showers, but that's a recommendation, but it's not part of the program. There's a lot of stuff that each one of us can do, whether we're obese, whether we're slightly overweight like me, I'm slightly overweight, whether we're skinny, we can normalize, we can work with our body, find that wonderful homeostasis, which our bodies are designed to give us. So it's my hope and prayer that somebody that this would be beneficial to. I mean, it's only going to be beneficial if someone's breathing. If they're not breathing, I can't help them. So hit me up. We can talk about it. It doesn't hurt to talk. I don't yell, usually. And so I want to ask you to do one thing other than subscribe and like my channel and share it with someone you think might enjoy it or might have a good laugh. This could be free entertainment too, especially for some of my relatives. It's just free entertainment, and that's okay. It's perfect. So yeah, subscribe, and share, and hit me up. This is a great project. It's only 5 weeks long, and the horizons, the doors. Like when you're outside a room, you can imagine what's in the room, or you can think what's in that room. Oh God, I know what that is. I've been breathing all my life. That's easy. But until you open that door, until you have a key, which your breath is, and you have a coach, which I am, and open that unlocks that door, you open it and walk in, you're going to be blown away. Go, I never knew, because you don't know what you don't know, right? Obviously. Anyway, guys, I want to ask you to do one thing for me. I want to ask you to shut your mouth and save your life. Coach Couch out.